problems early on, but Scotland certainly didn't, at least early. It looked very comfortable. 0-0 though at half-time. Let's get the reaction of Kevin and Gordon. What do you think, Kevin? Are we happy at 0-0, or should we perhaps take an advantage?
I think we won't be happy, because with the amount of possession we had in the first half, I think we've really got to try and press a little bit more inside the box and get a couple more chances, because it's been very sparse. I mean, I think you could take the goals away and have a game of possession. It just seems to be that sparse in front of goal. Yeah,
there's been very little action in the penalty areas at all, Gordon, but first half Scotland looked very much in control, really, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought that Lithuania sat back an awful lot and let us have possession, and we were pressurising them, and I thought we just didn't make enough of the chances. I thought we were playing pretty well up to that point, and it looked as if that rather than them fighting their way back into the game, we sort of gave them the game. It looked as if we started to just drift back further and further back. I saw one little clip at the end, Bertie Vogt's out there, and it looked like he was trying to tell him to get out. I don't know if he was, but I think he should have been out a bit before that, because that was right on half time. And yet you could see after about 25 minutes Scotland was starting to drift back the way. There's always a situation where defenders do want to, they're a little bit afraid of getting caught with pace, and they do want to go back, but at some stages in that first half we were defending with our strikers well inside their own half, and we don't need to do that. They don't look like a strong attacking side. They look like a team that like to play on the break anyway, and we were getting plenty of possession, we were creating, we were getting into the dangerous areas. We weren't quite, our final pass wasn't quite good enough, but I thought that was a game we were controlling, and we seemed to have lost that control.
I'm going to tempt fate now, and I'll probably live to regret these words actually, but I wonder how Lithuania managed to get a draw in Germany, because they don't look to offer very much at this stage, Kevin, do they?
I think in Germany they must have just sat back around about 18-yard box, soaked up all the pressure, and then just go on a counter-attack. Take it that way, because surely tonight they definitely show me nothing, certainly attacking-wise, that they're going to break down Scotland.
Yeah.
So just
it almost looks as if, we said earlier, we might take the draw. It almost looks as if Lithuania would take the draw as well, doesn't it? And they're at home.
Well, it's looking that way. I mean, the thing is, they've played Germany twice. They know that we've got Germany to play twice. So that side of it, they could be thinking, well, if we take a draw, we have a better chance of the run-in.
Lee Wilkie, of course, was Scotland's hero on Saturday with that winning goal against Iceland, and he had a chance early on tonight. I think this is really a case of the ball, when it does fall, Gordon, falling to the wrong man, really.
Yeah, it all started, I thought we were doing quite well early on. The ball in behind them, we had runners there, that occasion there, you know, just getting across, you see we get the corner from it. And I thought the long ball at times was doing well for us when we were just getting the ball played in behind, even when we were pushed further up. And the corner led to this opportunity. It's a deep cross, Alexander. Hutchison knocks it back. Crawford's in there, doesn't quite make it. Kenny Miller lays it back, and that's a really good chance. He doesn't quite catch it right, but it's set up nicely for him just to volley.
It's a definite centre-half's finish, to be fair. I mean, you're wanting, if anything, you want one of your strikers to finish that, but unfortunately the strikers are in there laying things off, and it just falls to the big centre-half, but just unfortunate.
The game was pretty stretched early on, wasn't it? With certainly Lithuania sitting in very deep, weren't they? For a team at home in a vital qualifying match.
You wouldn't think they're at home. I mean, they're sitting that far back. They're happy to let Scotland have the ball. I mean, look how. I mean, here you see how deep they are. They just let us come onto them, and then they all just box in and try and stop us playing in the final third.
It was. I mean, that was the way they started the game. I was really surprised at that. You thought they'd get a real lift. I wonder if they've let the pitch be bad in the wide areas. Look how bad it is, just in order to try and stop Scotland playing in those areas. Kevin,
I think they were watching. I mean, I think they've definitely been watching our game on Saturday, where we get the wide balls and great crosses in. And I mean, looking at the pitch tonight in the wider areas, they all seem to be rutted up. And I know the weather's quite bad out there anyway, but I mean, it
doesn't look good. It looks very bumpy, doesn't it?
Yeah. There they are. They're sitting. See how deep they are there. Even the strikers about 15, 20 yards inside their own half there. And we get a lot of that sort of possession early part of the game. And what I couldn't understand was why we started to do the very same thing.
Which did happen towards half-time, and you know, it's suddenly our strikers are playing barely inside the Lithuanian half, aren't they, Kevin?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, I think the half-time bet will have to get them to push up slightly. I mean, just even if they're pressing, but they've got to press on the halfway line. I mean, to go back 15 yards on your own half is asking for trouble, especially against the team at home, because they'll just pump the ball in the box, and any ricochet that could go might fall their way, and it might be a stroke of luck for them.
Yeah. Have we got the players though, Gordon, to push forward from midfield? Because I always think that's an area where we're not particularly strong, especially without Barry Ferguson.
We push here in the wide areas, we push forward, and we've got Don Hutchison, who's already up the field, so we'd want to have him further up the field. Paul Lambert and Jackie McNamara have done a good job, and they can quite comfortably sit there. But the thing is about it is, one of the reasons I feel we can push up and we're comfortable is we've got a bit of pace at the back. Stephen Presley, Christian Daly are quick. Lee Wilkie's no sludge either. So I think definitely we could have players playing further up, and let them try and play us on the break, because they're the home side, you know.
This is an example of just how much of the ball Scotland had in that first half, particularly the first half of the 35 minutes particularly, with any amount of ball, and just weren't quite able to punish Lithuania, Kevin.
No, they're just blocking everything. I mean, they're doing well defensively for themselves, because they're getting everybody behind the ball. They're happy to let us have it round about. We can play, we're not causing them any problems. So the thing is, they sit in and break it up in the final third, which ends up happening.
We're getting things down this left-hand side, I think, Gordon, that way. I mean, Gary Naismith had a good game on Saturday, and he's definitely a threat.
I think both fullbacks are capable of causing a bit of a problem, because they're both attacking type fullbacks. They're not great defensively, either two of them, but they're very, very good going forward, and they're certainly putting a lot of crosses. Gary Naismith at the very end had that good run where he created an opening, and we might have got more from it. So I think Scotland can get into wide areas, get forward, get Hutchison in the box. He's good in the air. The other guys, Crawford and Miller, have scored with headers. So, you know, we've got players in there. We can get players in the box when the crosses come in. That's why I think we need to be pushed further up.
Yeah, we might have given away another penalty, Kevin. I mean, Big Lee Wilkie was very lucky to get away with it on Saturday, and I tell you what, I think he was lucky again tonight.
I think so. No, I mean, I think it was a little bit of a rash challenge. No, I mean, again, it's one of them on Saturday. I don't think inside the box you want to put hands on people. And again today, I mean, the ball's through here, and the big man, I mean, we try to head it clear. There it is. It's one of those situations. I think he's got to stand up, because he's 2 yards and he runs the ball out the park, and he makes that, he sticks the leg out, the boys try to go past him, and it's just there.
He takes him down, doesn't he?
Yeah,
you've got to say that could have been
I think
a penalty.
Sandy said there was no contact, but I might disagree with him on that. And I've seen them given. I mean, let's be honest, you've got to be careful. Lee Wilkie's position, you're playing away from home in an international match. Players are liable to get down. I mean, let's be honest, there's a lot of cheats out there.
Is that a part of his game, Gordon, that he might have to work on? For me, he's a smashing big lad, and he's showing a lot of promise, but sometimes he just commits himself.
Yeah, I think he deserves his Scotland spot. I think he really is a talent, and he's big, and he can score at the other end, as he proved on Saturday. And I think that he's had a shot. He's had one effort for us tonight again, even albeit not a great one. But that is one side of his game he has to be careful about. It's rash, because I say players will cheat him. That guy was looking for the penalty there, and I've seen them given. I think we rode our luck a little bit on that one.
Yeah, 2 in a row. Don't do it again, Lee, please. Your wee brother, Paul Gallagher, in tonight, Kevin. He's not had an awful lot to do, but his handling's been pretty secure, really, hasn't it?
Very secure. No, I mean, I'm quite impressed with what he's done so far. No, I mean, I think it's the 2 saves and a pass back. I mean, that's one of the saves. That's probably the one that you think, well, that's going to be the hardest one. And to be fair, he showed a clean pair of hands, never let it out his body, so he's done his job.
Yeah, and this is Jankauskas, who's their main player up front, and again, meat and drink to a goalkeeper, but you've got to do it, Gordon.
I think he's looked confident. I think that's the main thing. His handling has been excellent all the way through. He's dealt with a few pass backs. His kicking's been good, so it's been a decent starting debut. And, you know, I don't think we should have any fears about Paul Gallagher. I think he can do the job.
Yeah. Don Hutchison's obviously an important player, because he does play in behind these front two and will get chances, Kevin. He's obviously not fully match fit, or hasn't been. He must be getting very close to it, and he's looking quite lively tonight.
He's looking sharp tonight. I mean, it's very impressive. I mean, everything again is going through Don. He drops off the front two. He gets the ball, he starts the play going forward, and to be fair, I'm very, very impressed with what Don's done so far.
Yeah, if he can last the 90 minutes, and you know, when you've not played a lot, he's not started for West Ham since his injury, although he's come on off the bench.
He hasn't started many games, but I mean, Saturday, took off Saturday, and again he's definitely prepared himself properly for the game, because he is looking very, very sharp.
Yeah, so there we are. It's 0-0 at half time in Kaunas, and Scotland having had the better of the first half. Let's hope that they can capitalise in the second half, which is coming up very shortly. But of course, let's look ahead for a moment. We're only 8 days away from the first leg of the UEFA Cup semi-final, Celtic against Boavista. We're looking forward to another absorbing 90 minutes at Celtic Park.
It's a run across bodies. There's certainly contact made. You'll see it here. Jackie McNamara. No, I don't even know if there is contact made.
I think there was some contact, Sandy, but certainly it was accidental.
Yeah, if you look at the ball as well, it's really going away from him as much as anything else. But the referee right away pointed to the spot.
The referee making sure everybody is outside the area. Tomas Razanauskas for Lithuania. Paul Gallagher nearly saved it, but it's gone in. Lithuania ahead, and after drawing with Germany in Nuremberg, they hope that's the goal that's beaten Scotland.
Paul Gallagher certainly gets a touch to the ball, but just couldn't keep it out. Decent pace on the ball from Razanauskas. Frustrated there, young Paul.
He had a chance there to become a national hero, Paul Gallagher, if he could have kept that one out from the Lithuanian playmaker. But it's the home support which comes to life. And it's Razanauskas, the hero of Nuremberg, who scores the opening goal in Kaunas.
He's unlucky, Gallagher. It just goes under his body more than anything else. Just been a little bit higher, I'm pretty certain he knocked out, or even just a little bit further away from him.
He got his left hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out, looking back in agony there, with the ball nestling in the back of the net, and some glum faces among the Tartan army.